as you learn to receive the Lord's strength in your life to go on beyond the weariness, you're going to find that other people might be falling off, but you're going to have the ability to keep going beyond that. When your battle gets the fiercest, when you feel like life has come unhinged and you're attacked on every side, just so you know, that's an indicator that your breakthrough is about to happen. It's coming, it's already on the way. Don't get discouraged, get excited. Just ask God for strength. God, I need the strength for the breakthrough. The enemy's attacking me on every side. He's coming like a flood. But I know, God, that your breakthrough is about to happen in my life. Encourage me with strength. Let me enter your joy. Let me go and get back. In fact, you, Lord Jesus, go get back what was stolen from me. And then more than what was stolen comes back to your life. And if you've been in a position where you think, hey, I'm at the verge right now. I am being attacked on every side right now. I feel like David on that day. The enemy's just coming at me. If that's you today, I want to pray for you. And so I'm going to ask you, if you feel like you're on the edge of your breakthrough, you're just right there. You can see the light at the tunnel. You just need a little bump of God's strength. Sometimes we need the strength to endure. I can't even see the finish line yet. I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I need the strength right now to endure. Colossians chapter 1 and verse 11, Paul prayed that we might be strengthened in our being, that our being would receive strength from the glorious, mighty power of God, so that we might have great endurance. Say endurance. Not great victory. Yeah, sometimes we need the strength for the victory, but in this case, it was the strength to keep going, the strength to endure. Hey, Abraham, I know that God's promised you a promised child, Isaac, a seed, a son. It was 25 years for Abraham and Sarah to wait for that promise. If I came to Abraham on year 10, hey, Abraham, breakthrough's about to happen. It's actually not true. Abraham, you got 15 more years to go. Hey, Joseph, I know you're a slave in Potiphar's house. You got a dream that you're going to be a leader one day. Listen, your breakthrough's about to happen. Actually, I'm sorry, it's not. You're actually going to go to prison next. Things are going to get a little darker. What does Joseph need? He needs the strength to endure, the strength to keep going. There's a story of a man named Phidippides who lived thousands of years ago. He ran from Marathon, Greece to Athens, Greece. 25 miles he ran to report to his generals that the Greeks had beat the Persians in battle. Well, according to history, as soon as he told the generals that they'd won a battle against the Persians, he collapsed. And as the story has gone, there's what we call now the marathon. The marathon is just over 26 miles. Now, they say about the marathon that around the 21-mile mark, regardless of how well you've fueled the body or how well you've trained, that at the 21-mile mark, the human body will run and deplete itself of all fuel. And the next 5 miles or so are run by sheer willpower and strength. The body starts to metabolize fat for fuel, but it can't do it fast enough to keep a person running. And so if you wanted to keep running, you're going to have to do it by your sheer strength and willpower. Now, a lot of times in our Christianity, we get to 21-mile marker, whether it's in our marriage, whether it's in our job, whether it's in a relationship, in our finances, 21-mile mark, in some sort of capacity in our life, chasing a dream, started a business, man, the business has been a lot of gruel, a lot of grind, a lot of sweat. And you're at the 21-mile mark, you've got 5 more miles to go. You cannot even see the finish line, and you've been completely depleted of fuel. This is what I call faithfulness. Faithfulness is when I keep on going, even though I've run out of the fuel to keep on going. And at this point, what I have to do is call upon the strength of my God. God, I need the strength to what? I need the strength to endure. I've got 5 more miles to go. Resilience to keep on. We can pray for the strength to endure. And there are times when we get hit with a tragedy that is so heavy, it's as though man or woman was not built to weather it without God, without His strength. You got the wind knocked out of you, like Daniel. He said to the Lord, I can barely take a breath. And that might have happened to you. And you get hit hard, man. You're like, what do I do now? You get mad. Oh man, you get mad. Declaring God's strength into your life. There are things we're going to face in our lives that require strength that we don't have on our own. We're going to face obstacles, dreams, challenges that will require more strength than we ourselves have. It'll require supernatural strength, the strength that God has deposited deep on the inside of us. The strength that goes beyond our normal means to get through one more day at that job. The strength to endure with a smile on our face. Or maybe you've been in a marriage that's really not a kingdom marriage. It's not all the romance and passion you dreamed of, but you need to endure and keep going. You need the strength to keep going in that. Maybe you have pain in your body. It's so bad that you have a hard time waking up and getting up in the morning. You need the strength to keep going. And sometimes we face things like a wall that we've hit. And it's hard to get through that wall. We're already tired. It's been a long run. We can see the finish line, but we need the strength for the breakthrough. Maybe you feel like you've been called to speak in front of people, but you have a great fear, like I did, to talk in front of people. You need the strength to break through that. And it doesn't seem like it's here, but the reality is deep within you is Jesus' strength. And we can draw on his strength in our life to overcome the things that we ourselves cannot overcome. David often prayed for strength. And when I see David praying for strength, it encourages me because he was a strong guy. He was a mighty warrior. And yet he would say, Lord, there's something going on that I need your strength for. I don't have the strength to do it. It says in Psalm chapter 138, he says this in verse 3, as soon as I pray, you answer me. You encourage me by giving me strength. And here there was a case with David that he needed not just the strength to endure, but the strength to break through. In the Olympics, if you're in the weightlifting competition, the officials come to each competitor and they actually ask them, how much weight do you want on the bar? I would think they just loaded it up with a bunch of weight. Like here, lift this and then we'll see who's the strongest. But instead they go to each competitor and they go, well, how much do you want on the bar? What they're saying is how much do you think you can lift? Well, they would pick something, they would kind of measure their own strength in their own mind. They say, well, they don't want to fail, so they're going to pick a weight that they can do. A lot of times there's dreams and things in our heart that are bigger than what we can lift. We won't take on the giant if we don't think we have the strength to do it. When you learn to receive the strength of God, you'll start saying, load up that weight with more weight than I can do. I want as much weight as you can put on there. That dream's not too big for me. Why? Because it's not by my strength, but it's going to be by the strength of the Lord that I take on that weight. And then people will look at you and say, how'd you do that? You're not strong enough for that. And you'll just say, because I get my strength from the Lord. I picked up more than I could lift. I loaded up that weight with a dream that nobody else would take on because I know where my strength comes from. That's really what David was saying. How do we strengthen ourselves in the Lord? It's so simple. Just turn your eyes back to the Lord. Lord, I don't have enough strength for this right now. Give me the strength to endure. Let your unlimited resource strengthen me on the inside by your Spirit. Moses said this, the Lord is my strength. He is my song and my salvation. David said the same thing in the Psalms. The Lord is my strength. He was saying there's a strength I gain that maybe other people don't have. The Lord is my strength. It's as though to say, I'm a little different than everybody else on this planet. Everybody else is operating by their own strength, but if you want to know why I get a different result from everybody else, it's because I have made the Lord my strength. It's personal to me. And I don't get the idea that he had some big church worship service to try and strengthen himself. It was as though he went and had a little alone time with God. And he went and had some alone time with God, and he strengthened himself in the Lord. Don't think for a second that it was by Moses' own strength that the Israelites left Egypt. Don't think for a second that it was by Moses' strength, his own strength, that the sea parted and the Israelites crossed on dry land. That was the strength of the Lord. Don't think for a second that water came out of the rock when Moses tapped it with a stick. that that was Moses' strength. That was the strength of the Lord. And don't think for a second that when David defeated the bear and defeated the lion, that was by his strength or might. That was the strength of mighty God on his life. And don't think for a second that when the giant fell at the hand of David's sling, that was David's strength. He was operating in the strength of his God. And don't think for a second that you can't operate in that same strength. For greater is he that's within you than he that's in the world. I don't know what you're facing, but I know you can call on mighty God for strength in a tough time.